Bobbins and their handling can make or break a sewing experience, the latter mostly by breaking threads. So take an empty bobbin and don't take just any bobbin. There are many different kinds, and your machine will only accept like one. Good news is, most bobbins you'll find for sale will be the right kind, called class 15. Some people say they use pretty metal ones like this, just fine, but the common knowledge is they are heavier, they are, and won't work this well in the shuttle that expects much lighter plastic bobbins. Put the end of the thread in the round opening from the inside. Yes, I know, annoying to do, but gets easier with practice. Then put the bobbin onto the bobbin holder and flick it to the right. For my machine, I also need to pull out the wheel to disengage the motor from the needle and feed dogs. In other words, I can press the pedal and the machine won't sew, but if I turn the wheel manually, it will. There is a threading path too, but it's very short. Use a thread tensioner, the same guide that we bypass while threading the needle, and that's about it. It's actually an adjusting screw, so you shouldn't tighten it like you would do regularly, and can use it if the bobbins get wound too tight or too loose. I never needed to touch it. You can wind the bobbin from any spool or even use yarn, but requires some creativity. I wind from big overlock spools the most often, and I lay them behind my sewing machine. It's better if that space is somewhat restricted. They will roll away from you. If you have some spool holder for big spools, use that, of course. Press the pedal about halfway for winding. With vertical spool holders, like on my machine, you can expect the spool to fly away by the end of the winding. I often keep my finger above it. This horizontal spool holder, you'll need to use a cap, or it still might fly away. Hold the end of the thread for the first few seconds, or until you can see the bobbin shaft. Then cut it. When the bobbin gets full, the bulk of thread presses against the limiter and spinning stops. It's a good practice to fill a bobbin a bit less to avoid extra pressure on the bobbin case. Open the bottom section door and pull this petal-looking fin out of the spool holder to take it out. If the other bobbin is loaded already, you'll need to take it out. If it doesn't fall out by itself, change the position of the petal. Pulled out, pressed in. I don't know why, but if the bobbin looks stuck with one petal position, it will fall out in the other. Now, because sewing manufacturers don't want your life to be easier, for two major shuttle systems, you load bobbins the opposite ways. And of course, it's easy to get them mixed. For front bobbin machines, thread should unwind from the right, and the bobbin should rotate clockwise while you hold it like this. If you load it the opposite way, like it's done with top loaders, it will load, it will even sew for a while, but you'd encounter more tension problems and thread breaking. Load it the right way. There is only one correct orientation. It's not up for debate. Then they need to pull the thread into the slit and pull some more until it audibly flicks into the area and stays there. It's actually very easy to do, but hard to show, because the optimal position for pulling also means you won't see what I'm doing. Once done, hold the bobbin case and the bobbin and push it back into the shuttle, matching the little rod and its groove until it clicks. I'll quickly reuse my previous video for bringing the bottom thread up, assuming your needle thread is already in place. I promised to show you how I sew with big overlock spools. Well, apart from using them on the overlocker, I quite simply wind the bobbins and use them on the spool holder. If you are pulled by the fact that I use thread against its grain, there might be the next video about it. I'd rather tell you how to clean and assemble the shuttle, or how to easily thread a needle. You choose.